if this has gone live. I hope it's live somewhere out in the virtual space. This is a new platform for me that I'm using right now that allows um, one streaming service to restream in multiple platforms. Whether it's successful or not, I don't know. So I guess we're going to find out. But there are people definitely pinging along here, so I guess I'll find out later on. So the intention of this particular video and stream is in regards to braving your dreams, something I'm very passionate about over the years, and something that has, of course, made a big difference in my life, personally and professionally. And it's something that I wanted to talk a little bit about on this particular channel stream. I don't know what they call it these days. I can see that, I'm in my mid-50s, so I'm already kind of falling behind on some of the things that people are doing today online with the tech stuff. I used to be quite tech savvy. I used to be, and now it's gone so fast. Everything technical, and I'm happy if I can hit the play button and figure out where it is these days. Yeah. So, Braving Your Dreams, obviously a beautiful title that I came up for a course of mine that I do. And as it implies, it's about stepping into what it is you want for, stepping into your passion, what you desire. And often the case for many people, it doesn't matter the age, how young and how old, for them to really dare and step in and go for what it is they want is scary. Partly because of fear, partly because of insecurities, partly because they don't believe they have what it takes, partly because they have a negative self-belief. There's all sorts of barriers that stop us from really stepping in and going for what we want. And it's in many ways you can look at it from a perspective of who my grandmother was, who died when she was about 100 actually, and when she just died last year in October, and when she looks back on her life, of course, everything that seemed so big and so scary and so impossible shifted for her as she got to an age where she started to realize the sort of the cosmic joke of what this particular monkey mind creates and tells us all sorts of stories as to why we can't, go for what we want, and why we can't live in the direction that we want to live, or create what we want to create, and become what we want to become. So it's observing that and understanding that, and that she came to the realization that she actually missed many possibilities to do what she really wanted to do in life. And I had the good fortune to talk to this woman who's 100 years old, and hear from that perspective when you really lived, and all these possibilities that come, and we're too scared and too fearful. Should I go for what I want? And all the things that hold us back. And there's a mountain of beliefs that hold us back as to why we can't. And of course, our own negative self-belief. I'm a woman, or I'm someone of color, or I don't have enough money, or I've got too much on my plate right now, or I'm not educated enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not in my power enough, whatever it is, it's usually around something that we believe that we lack. We believe that we're not enough in some cases, and of course, when you look at some of the people who are going for what they want, and you can scratch your head sometimes, because some of these people are, you're like, gosh, if they can do it, I can do it. Really, if you really look at, and you sort of look at, pinpoint some of these people going for it, and if they can do it, why not me? And whatever it is you desire, long for, would like in your life, whether it's a relationship, whether it's something to step into towards your career, whether it's retirement, whether it's starting a family, whether it's embodying a well-being and better sense of health. So all of that's possible, and in Braving Your Dreams, what I've discovered is that when we narrow that focus into directing it towards what we want, and we start to play with it and, calling it and manifesting it, and the power behind that is life-changing. I can't say it enough. I really can't. I have evidence over the last 20, 30 years of when I really step into that process that we do in Braving Your Dreams, of how we go for what we want, it manifests and it's possible. So this is not something new that we know it, it's out there in the field. It's something that's accessible and reachable to all of us and available to all of us. So Braving Your Dreams is something, it's kind of like harnessing that inner kind of energy that is bubbling in you and directing it and calling on that. I will go a bit more into it later on, but I just wanted to say that this is something that when it started working again and again and again, and I had proof again and again, and wow, I'm sitting in this house because of it. I'm doing this work because of it. I'm in a relationship because of it. All of these things, I can go yes, 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 yes. I can see the direct connection. When we start moving towards that, that's when things really started to change. And that's when I said, I got to bring this into something, into form, so that I can share it with people. Because I anyway do work with people around the globe and different processes. And why not this? And why not bring something like Braving Your Dreams to the front? And I'm really glad it did. And that was the title came by itself. Everything just flowed. And that's part of it too. When things just start to flow, you feel like you're in sync with something. You can call it whatever you want to call it. But it's happening. And for that, I have to say it's worth just to experience for that alone. When you feel you're in flow, and all of you have felt it at some point, where you have felt like you're in flow and life's flow. In your own flow with life, that there's no resistance, there's no pushing against or pressuring, or demanding, or having to do efforting. And this is something. This is when we feel that we are in sync and in harmony with our true calling, our passion, our desire, our longing. Call it what you will. Call it your calling. If we find that we don't do that, if we find ourselves pushing it aside, if we find ourselves ignoring it, and when we start to ignore those things that we really wish and dream for in life, then that's when things start to feel like, we're not really living our life to its full potential. And all sorts of kind of, beliefs around that can start to birth from that place. I'm not good enough. I'm never going to make it. That's too big of a dream. That's not for me. That's for them. We compare ourselves to other people, and we have all sorts of blah, 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 blah that we start to create and encounter in our lives. So I've got some people who might jump in the call because they're interested. And I'm seeing some messages here. It's going to be a dance. So I'm going to invite somebody in a moment to come and join us. We have Radhika. Hi, Radhika. Welcome.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, darling. I can hear you, yeah. Yeah, and I was just sharing a little bit with people because we are live, just to let you know. A little bit about the Braving Your Dream and what that is and how we step into that and bringing that into our lives. And so I wanted to invite a few people, and here you are. Where are you, by the way? Are you in Brisbane or in another country?
In Port Douglas, in the far north Queensland. Yeah.
Ah, nice. In Australia, that's right. Yeah. For those watching who might not be in Australia. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, yes. Yeah, when I saw you beginning of COVID just happened. I saw you in March, Path of Love. I was contemplating moving, but I didn't have the courage. Then I moved.
So good. We have something fun to talk about, and just for the people viewing, and some people will be viewing now and also viewing later on, that me and Radhika are just going to play a little bit with this body of work around braving your dreams, just so you guys can get a taste who are viewing, and we just go from there. Let's see what happens. Yeah. So welcome, Radhika. So what was interesting you about the particular work, and you want to say a little bit something to it?
Well, I remember in the Path of Love, you weren't my pod leader, but I remember being very affected by you and saw the wonderful transformations that were happening, and I did want to work with you. Um, and yeah, I've wanted to work with you live, but because of COVID, we couldn't. So that was the reason. But also, I've just this last year, there's something I really would like, and I just feel that I just need that extra step to coach me or to find the strength in myself to just not be scared. Because I'm just scared. I've just had past hurts and things. I just want to do it. I just want to be my old self and just go for it. But
yeah, you want to say a little bit something about what that is?
So I've been single for quite a long time. I had like short-term relationships, but I've not had a relationship that's been more than a committed relationship that's not been more than 3 months for about 10 years. Or yeah. And so I would like to find somebody who wants a monogamous committed relationship. Yeah, really. So that's why. But I've not been dating most of last year because I was quite hurt by a breakup, and I'm going on a date next week, and I'm really scared actually because just because this person reminds me in many ways of the last person, and it's not a bad thing, but one of the things that affected me was I was body shamed because this person was very fit and did a lot of cycling, and because I have rheumatism and stuff, I find it quite difficult to exercise, though it's getting better moving up here. And the new person I'm seeing is even more fitter than the last person. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm just it's into working out a lot.
So if we take the example that you're sharing with us, which is a real life example because it's something you're facing right now,
yeah.
We look at it, what would you say at present moment, what are the two top barriers that are between you and having it right now, that let's say that relationship and that deeper connection that you long for?
Fear of rejection, and also it's a long old wound that I thought I'd work through, but I haven't, of not feeling quite good enough.
Which is something synonymous for a lot of people that people can relate to. That's a big one, huh? Not feeling good enough.
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, if we pull on that thread, there's our life story can be there, especially in our early childhood,
yeah. So it's also just to also this is the third time this has happened in my life, my whole life. But the last relationship I had, he actually went back to the person before me. And this has happened. This is the third time it's happened. So I was just like, oh, okay. That's also tapped into, I'm just not quite right, or somebody goes out with me and realizes that the ex is actually a lot better, So, so it took quite a while for me to go on another date again. And again, I didn't pursue, he pursued me. The same with the last one. But now I've got to meet them, and I'm a bit worried. So, well, very worried. Very worried.
Because of the fear of rejection.
Yeah,
because I'm maybe not feeling good enough.
Yeah.
Now, I wanna ask a little bit around this, and before I do, I would love to know if you are recognizing a particular pattern towards the particular person that you are that you are inviting, that might be connected to the rejection, just to see.
Well,
on an energetic level, just to see.
Honestly, like I didn't pursue them, and I don't normally go out with people that are really into their sport. I don't. It just so happens that the last two people, the only two people actually that I've ever been out with who are really into serious sport. So that's a not. I don't really have a type anyway, to be honest. Um, for me, in the past, and being with somebody else is normally, um, I just wait till someone likes me, and then I kind of don't. I'm really ambivalent, but then I'm gung ho into it, and I really like them a lot more than they like me. So yeah, so I don't think I have that, and also I don't. I've done a lot of work, and I definitely don't have a type. I definitely go for people that I would have gone to before. Like before, it was like the pretty boys when I was younger, but now,
Yeah.
no, genuinely, it's the energy and stuff, and yeah,
Okay. So I needed to check that first, because make sure that they're not linked. Yeah.
no,
Because when we get into a pattern, we can sometimes repeat the pattern, and
yes,
we can somehow attract that. Yeah.
yes,
Um, and
I,
because braiding your dreams is a lot about attracting what we want. Yeah. Ultimately. Sorry. Go ahead, Beauty. You were going to
I,
say something.
I was going to say, what I have noticed in me is that if they fulfill some of the things that I like, they're a good family person, or their values are aligned or something, I kind of extrapolate that to mean that they're absolutely wonderful in every area. That's where I
Uh-huh.
think I go wrong. I kind of, I don't see them as a normal human being, that we've all got faults. I see them, and that they're just showing me their best side. And then they've got other facets. Everyone's got other facets. And so I
Okay.
don't take that into account. And then I'm falling head over heels.
Right.
Yeah. So that's, I've got to
So
learn to just be like,
only, yeah, and only you know how, with the gauging,
yeah,
how you end up falling in love with someone. That's, how fast and quick. Some people are very quick. Some people are take their
yeah,
time, obviously, in observing, is this energetic match for me, this individual? Yeah.
yes,
Obviously, ideally
yes,
what we all want, right? Someone who
yeah,
can meet us.
yeah,
Um, Something to, based on what you shared with those two main obstacles, um, something to observe, because Breaking Your Dreams is about how we are attracting something. It's taking the ownership and the responsibility and
yes.
the onus
Oh,
on us.
yes.
So it sounds like the tendency, because of past experiences, which, by the way, completely understandable. When we do have wounds and bruises from past experiences, it's understandable that we would want to be aware of this stuff. And the dance in it is to how to meet that with a freshness in ourselves and say, okay, I'm aware that I have a thinking that I'm going to get rejected. And I'm aware that I have a thinking that now,
So
before
what
we
did you
go to
say?
the rejection, yeah,
Yeah.
well, did you catch those last two
I caught
sentences I said?
just the second one I didn't catch. Sorry.
Okay, and I'm aware that I have a belief that I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the exercise I would ask you to do is, and we can't do it now because we have other people jumping in, but at least and the people who are watching can do this too, because I know there are people watching who can identify with exactly with where you're sitting, because we are all human and have similar, terrain in these areas. Is to, if you were to imagine yourself in your next meditation, or sitting silently reflecting in nature, 5 people that you know that love you, and if not 5, 4, and if not 4, 3, yeah,
Okay.
that love you. And usually, if you have kids, a family members, siblings, or friends that are like sisters and so on, yeah. And imagine how they speak to you and how much they love you and how much they would deconstruct your belief about not being good enough, and toss that to the wind, yeah.
Yeah.
It's somehow, when we take it away from ourselves and we allow others to reflect back to us, we can somehow, yeah, our being, our internal, way of being can resonate with it again. Oh, right, I'm actually got a big heart. Oh, right, I'm actually a beautiful, giving woman. Oh, right, I actually have a lot to give. Oh, right. And it's like we almost need these people in our lives to remind us, like a soundboard.
Hmm.
And that, and just why I ask you that, because the whole thing with Braving Your Dreams is about energetically changing your internal field. Yeah, so that the negative blah blah, which I understand comes from past experiences, and yet it can sabotage you for your future experiences. And this is where I work a lot with, and this is what I love. I really love it, because I had 17 banks saying no to me when I wanted to get a house in a housing market that was impossible. And then I did this. I got impossible, 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 to the point where it was like I felt like I couldn't see anymore. So I could only work internally and shift my God, I'm never going to be able to do this, or no one's ever really going to love me. No one's ever going to really want me for who I am, you know? And then that belief becomes reinforced. See, he didn't look at me, he looked at her. Yeah. Or becomes reinforced because, you know, I got judged or whatever it is. This monkey mind gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And so it becomes, you know, my way of seeing the world. Yeah. My way of seeing myself. And that's where it's sabotage. And this is important, because until we break that internal pattern, before you even meet Mr. John or Mr. Joe or Mr. Jack, you've already got all of that filter right there. And you might even be rejecting yourself before he even has a chance to reject you, you know, with the internal negative self-belief. That's what we do. Yeah. So I'd love for you to do that exercise. And then when you're doing it, I would highly recommend doing it for at least 5-10 minutes. Like they're giving you like a feedback session on just, you know, showering you with love. Yeah. Watch how your inner energetic rises, your vibration rises, you feel good. And then when you're at that feel good state, I want you to do something really crazy and just invite this gorgeous, yummy man. I don't know who he is. Maybe they've got one you're about to meet. And just imagine him sitting there in front of you, whether it's at a dinner table, wherever, and just having this nice time with him. And the monkey mind is not allowed in during this imaginary state of play. Yeah, really. You can pick up the monkey mind later on, yeah, in the day. But for this exercise, it doesn't have its place. It doesn't belong. Okay. So you're imagining this, and then you just let that imagination expand within yourself, so that to the point where it's just like it feels so good, it almost as if it's happening. And then go as far as you feel you can go. I go extreme. Huh? I was walking through the house. I got the key to the house. I hugged the real estate agent who was like, "Why are you hugging me?" I was dancing in the house. Yeah. And I kept rewinding this image, even though I got so many banks that said no. Right. And I elevated my state to such a good feeling. And then when I would get there, I would say, "Thank you." You can call it to existence, to divine, yeah, to whichever you call it. And that's it. That's end. And then I would close it. I do that 10 minutes, and then I would go to the next day and do it again. Okay. I'm sorry I can't go further because we have more people waiting.
No, of course.
This is going on here, but I love that you shared this. Thank you, Beauty. And I hope we get to work together and get to meet each other. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be lovely. Thank you.
Best of luck on your dinner date.
Thank you.
Thank you, Beauty.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so that was a little bit of with someone in the Braving Your Dreams with Radhika. She's a beauty. I think we have a few more. I'm going to double check here who's next. Who do we have next? Let's see. Before that, she was first up. Hey, Maya, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can now. You were a bit mute before.
Oh, well, that's because I don't know how to do this. Forgive me, Maya. I'm trying to do the thing where we can both be on the screen together. And for some reason, I can't do it. It worked last time. Oh, don't we
love technology? So I can see you.
Nice to see you again, darling. We only have a short time because we have other people waiting. Bear with me for 1 second, if you can. Oh, maybe you could tell me a little bit about the short version, about what you're hoping to get and what your question is for this Braving Your Dream live online.
Well, thank you for the option.
Absolutely, love.
What I realized is that I have a link connected to being in the light, being in my, what we describe as being in my power, and being attacked or humiliated when I'm fully exposed in that place of feeling, good, positive, and strong. So I have the experience all my life from childhood until today of people wanting to really kind of hurt that place. They jealousy, attack, humiliation, various. I've got a list of things that happen to bring to this place, but I do realize that when I am there, I have this expectation of either having oranges thrown in my face, which physically did happen as a child, or arguing with me about who's more important in that moment. That was with my ex-partner. He was the one who was supposed to be the important one, as it were. Lots of things that did happen, but eventually the problem where I'm sitting in now is that I'm expecting all this to come and tear away my queen dress, as it were. Yeah. And I want to disconnect that link of being in my power, being in my beauty, being in my talent, in my presence, in my leadership, in a very simple word, and disconnect that from all those horrible feelings of, which make me afraid to be there. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So interesting, because I experienced you, and I've had the great opportunity in my to work with you, and you're a woman also in her own right, and I've also experienced you in your power. And when I say power, I mean that sort of healthy power, strong woman, not power over someone and dominating someone, really a woman who's. And today, by the way, I love how that's changing, that women are really becoming more empowered, and I love that. Us being online together today, like this is great.
It's gorgeous, precious,
gorgeous. So, because our time is short, not only in this call, but on this planet, for you not to step into that and not give that to yourself and not give yourself full permission to step into that and into the leader role that we've been talking about previously. What is the main, if you just pick one thing, that main barrier between you and doing that? Because that's such an important step, and I feel you're so close in it, and there's this obstacle there somewhere,
Yeah, it's either the icing on the cake or the cherry on top, which I just need to get off. But the cake is there. I know it,
Yeah.
I do value my power. It's not that I don't feel valuable. It's that curtain that I need to move away. I think it really is, just when I'm exposed, the fear of either something attacking me or that I have to give up my power for someone else not to attack me. So it's like, that link. So I have to be nice to someone so they don't attack, in a way. Here's my power, just stop attacking me, or don't humiliate me, take my power. Or so actually just being there and getting the attack.
So say that last part again. You stand there and you just end up getting the attack. Is that what I hear you say?
So there are two options. Either I'm in my power and I do have the confidence to be there, but so many times when I am in my power, I have felt an attack on me. I experienced rather than felt, like jealousy towards me, and attacking me and trying to kind of strip it away from me. Or in order to avoid that horrible feeling, I give it away immediately. Yeah. You be on stage. I'm backstage. I'm, fine. You.
I mean, what we're talking about now in many ways is the dance between how we stand in our power. Do we disempower ourselves to make it right for the other person, which doesn't work in the end because you're not really true and loyal to yourself, to, and to and power is an energy, just like passion is an energy, and and if we give that away when we, then we're not honoring this. And then the other one, what you're saying is if I really stand in it, then I am liable to get attacked. And that is also true. I mean, because anytime we really put ourselves up to being seen, especially if you go into a leader role, it's true. There will be someone who is going to be, in the jealousy queue and the envy queue and the angry queue. There's, even this, what we're doing right now, there's going to be someone watching going, oh, they're going to be judging. And it is true. It's true. And the dance in that, what I've experienced as I've been leading for many years now, and in fact, like most of my life, I've experienced some level of leadership role, is you put yourself out there, it's going to show up in the field. The dance is how, for you at the end of the day, because it's you that has to, of course, face yourself and, be with yourself in this, and how much you allow that to infiltrate your space, your internal space. That's the dance. I'm not saying it's easy, because the other side of it is you give away your power. And when women do that with a partner, they disempower themselves. In the end, what ends up happening, we end up resenting not only them, but ourselves, getting angry. And that doesn't work. And I experience you in the prime of your life right now to be really stepping into this, so that even if the attack or the collapse comes, that you have your internal, we talked about the center of gravity, where you kind of, ground yourself in it. So, because it will come, people will try to, what you've got, they're going to want, or they're going to challenge or push or, command or demand. I would find your birthright to have your power and anchor yourself in that, so that no one can take it away from you, because no one can.
I love that word, my birthright to have my power. It's really empowering to because it jumps beyond all the experiences and goes to the source of me. My birthright is, okay, my brother threw oranges at me, or my ex-partner did whatever humiliation he did, or whoever did what. Birthright kind of restarts my nervous system in a way. That word.
Yeah, because it's yours. No one can take it away. We can give it away, but no one can take it away if we decide not to.
I'm aware of that. Yeah, I'm aware of that. And I also know that I have a lot of power, and I'm used to being in the light, as it were. So I have experienced, good and bad in the light, but there is that fine link of just as an example, a very short example, my brother, when he wants to humiliate me, he calls me queen. It's like a curse, So he uses that word of being in my queendom or my power as a humiliation kind of.
So you can have some fun with it and call him king.
What I do now is, okay, I'm a queen, so why don't you obey?
Oh thank you so much, Beauty. I'm sorry we can't talk more, because I really enjoyed it.
I mean, I'm happy that, just being here and talking with you and having that birthright restart my nervous system, I think is beautiful. It's a big present. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Beauty. Until next time, yeah?
Yeah. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye.
Lots of love.
Oh, so sweet. I'm really loving this. Is a very organic way of doing things, because I've never done a sort of stream like this where we just kind of have people coming in and coming out, and it's very new for me, but I'm really enjoying it. So when the challenge is there, I think we have another person that is, we have Katrine. Hello, Katrine.
Hi.
Hello, Beauty. We just had Australia, and then I think we had England, and now you are in Belgium. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
So it's morning for you. Good morning, Belgium.
Yeah. Good morning.
So we have a short time. Sorry, we don't have a lot of time, but would love to know what called you to this, and yeah, and share a little something.
Yeah, it was like when I got the mail from Maya, it was like perfect timing because this Sunday we're leaving to France to visit a property for the second time. We're thinking about moving and starting a new life on a new place where we as me and my partner
Wow.
can yeah. And then it's when I block because it's really clear. It's like the place is calling us to play a role there and to invite people there to connect with nature, to for introspection, for all the things we did ourselves the last few years. It's like it's time to go and step on the other side. But know that it's so real. I start to doubt, is this not too big for me? What am I thinking? And wasn't it the plan of going to live debt free? We were sure we wanted to move and we wanted to change, to start something new, but it was more into the direction of living a debt free life with other families. And now we found a place and it's calling for something else, and it's really confusing.
I mean, okay, so you know a little bit about, I don't know if you do actually, so I'll just say quickly, Braving Your Dreams is challenges our head space and to land into our heart space. That's kind of in essence the short version, you know? Because the heart often is calling and has the passion and has the desire, has the longing. Yeah. So based on what you said, and even if you don't go even further into it, just that top layer of what you have shared so far, because I'm sure there's a lot of meaning in there for you, and it touches on many things, and we could go into a big discussion around it. I want to challenge you a little bit here, and it was a little bit I said earlier when I was doing this talk, and the challenge is taking that process that you're in, you know, genuine concern, can I, what if, you know, what if this and what if that, you know, genuine concern, and to drop it into the heart space, which doesn't have the analytical mind and doesn't have the, you know, doesn't have the worry either. Yeah, it goes into feeling base. But because what I also hear is that there's something in you that wants to go in that direction but is scared. Did I get that right?
Yeah, and it's about the financial implications.
Okay.
That's
so because I say to people in Braving Your Dreams, I say, if you could wave a magic wand, what would you go for? And if you could wave that magic wand and the financial implications were not there, and you could just move there merrily, would you then do it?
if this vision we have could really be true, yes, I would do it.
Okay, that's all you need. We're talking about Braving Your Dreams, right? That's all you need. If you can see that there is a possible of this vision of what you would like to move towards, I don't know, we can call it a postcard, and this is the direction I would like to move in, this beautiful postcard. And if there's no obstacles, and I can just go there. So in this domain, we have the obstacles, the logical mind, and the practical mind, and the what if you mind. And in this domain, we can visualize and feel that. And, you know, so it's like sensing, experiencing it from the embodied place. So what I'm challenging you on now is not the usual conventional therapeutic sessions that, that exist today. I'm challenging that the next time you sit and you have your morning tea and you're in your, garden or in your kitchen or wherever you are, or meditating, even better, that you put this part away just on pause for a while and you imagine this image of it happening. And the only thing to do is to imagine the end result, that it's happening and how grateful you feel. And the power of that feeling and that energy is what I'm asking you to tap into. We know it conceptually, we've intellectualized it, we've dissected it, what gratitude is, and yet spending time in that particular postcard with this exercise of feeling it happening, going, oh, it's so nice, and we're having such a nice time, and there he is, and we're just, eating grapes, and the music is playing, and there's a harps and whatever, how exaggerated you want to go. But the most important is you're elevating that feeling inside and not thinking about how is this going to work. And that's what you're calling on from this place, from this place. Now, when the mind comes in and says, what if we don't have enough money? What if it doesn't work out with the land? What if we have ... Remember what I always say in my workshops, worrying is praying for more of what you don't want, yeah? Mm-hmm. But we can reverse the what if. We can say, what if it does work out? What if it is amazing? What if we have this wonderful time off and, we're dancing to cha-cha-cha, every morning, whatever, yeah? And what if, it's another version. So I know I know we get it in theory, many of us, this, movement to here. And what I'm suggesting is to make it a practice, but really a discipline of practice. Because I was saying to the lady before, this house I'm sitting in right now, had 17 banks said, no, you cannot have the house, because I didn't have enough documents. I was just new in the country. And there was other reasons why I don't want to list everything. They didn't have enough taxes in this country. I came from, another country. And after a while, the what if, and I just saw impossibility. I just didn't see what was possible. So my wall just felt really, really high, and my headspace just felt like, forget about it, Rupda, it's not going to be possible. Or you're going to go more debt in debt in debt and debt and debt. That was my fear. And so then what I did is I just imagined, and I really did this every day for 10 minutes minimum every day, that I got a key from the real estate agent. I didn't even think about the bank, because the banks kept saying no to me. I just got a key from the real estate agent, and they said, here, Rupda, you got the house. And I go, oh, I got the house. And in my dreams and fantasies of the postcard, I imagined going through the house and, how elevated I felt, how, yummy and expanded I felt. And that experience inside me just expanded and expanded. And I did it every day. And at the end, Katrine, I said, thank you to whatever, I don't know, existence, the universe, thank you, as if I just received it. And that was it. And then, I don't know how many weeks later, I got a call, not from a bank, in the end, from a loan company, and said, okay, we will loan to you. And they said, you're locked in for 3 years. And I said, yes, I take it. 3 years is great. So I know I'm challenging the usual way of how we, the obstacles or the worries, but that's what I was, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for reminding of this, because I did this last year. I worked a lot this way, and yeah, it's amazing how much my life changed, and no, because I'm in front of this real thing, I think, no, I have to go to my mind. But so thank you for that. I can keep on doing it the other way. Yeah.
Thank you, Peter. I'm sorry we can't talk more because of the time, and we have another person on here. So But I hope I see you again, Beauty. Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
me
And
too.
good luck on your move. Please keep me posted. Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
Exciting. Mwah. Much love to you, Beauty. Bye from
Bye.
Australia. Wow, that's amazing. And new adventures. I love new adventures, new love, new adventures, new work. It's all happening on Braving Your Dreams. And that's what this life's about. Daring to take risks, going for what we want, experiencing, expanding, you know, and believing in ourselves. And then we take our last breath and we say, great, I lived. Hopefully I let myself really live. I think we have another person coming on here. Oh, it's Katrine Beauty. Oh, where'd she go? Okay, so that was our lovely Katrine. We just had a beautiful talk with. And I'm not sure if we have some. Let me check. We had another person here that wanted to come, and Irina. I'm not sure if she's still there. Irina, if you can hear us. If not, then we might continue towards the end, because I think we've been keeping you guys online for a lot longer than I had intended. Sorry, guys. But I love this topic and it's dear to my heart. And as I said at the beginning, that this really is one of those pieces that I just saw evidence to again and again and again over the last 20, 30 years, changing my life. And that keeps happening enough times. And then I was like, wow, then I want to share it, you know, I want to talk about it. And that's also why I created the Braving Your Dreams, because I had enough people saying, okay, so how are you doing that? You know, and it's affected my way of working, and the work I'm stepping into is because of it, you know, and relationships I've had because of it, you know, and also the house, the home, you know, the country that I'm living in, you know, really the movements that I have made and the transformations I see is because of what I have, you know, that internal process that I have gone through. And I think we have another one coming on board here. I'm not sure, Arina, you're there. Let's see if we can
Yes,
get.
hello.
Hey, hello, Arina. Okay, let's do
Hello.
it. You're here. I was so
Yes.
beauty. Well, it's just we have a short amount of time because we're slowly wrapping up. But I would love to hear, because I know you've been waiting, a little bit about what you would like to share.
No, it was wonderful to hear all these stories, and I managed to connect to most of them. So it was great to stay and to listen.
Where are you? Where are you? Where are you now?
I'm in Bulgaria.
Bulgaria. Wow.
Yes.
And did you wanna ask a question?
Yes, I have a question, and actually, my question is related also to braving my dream. And it comes from the fact that I have always been made to forget that I have my own dreams. Actually, my mother have a very good plan of how my life should look like. And majority of my life, I managed to work in order not to fail her down. But I was working so hard that I felt in a place of my life where I realized that I let myself down. So I'm in a place where I started slowly remembering what I love to do, where I feel good in my life and what I want to do. But it comes with the shame and with the beating all of the time. When I try to do something which I love, there is a voice inside of me which says, this is bullshit. You would never succeed. It would never make you successful or wealthy or whatever. And it comes with a lot of shame and with a lot of hard feelings to myself, and I tend to punish myself every time I'm trying to do something which is pleasing me and which is making me deviate from the way and the path I'm supposed to follow.
So I think what do you do now? What's your profession, or what did you study? Or
I'm in clinical research. I'm a manager there. And actually, my whole life I was writing, and right now I want to continue with writing. And of course, it's a little bit incompatible. Writing is quite a creative area, while clinical research is quite defined, though there is a little place for creativity, let's put it that way.
But you would prefer, is that what I understand? You would prefer, if you could really go for what you want, you would rather be in creative writing
Yes.
than with this,
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And
So,
every time I'm trying to make a step there, it comes with a lot of voices. What are you doing? Are you crazy? Stop. It's not reasonable. And it comes with a lot of shame. The shame how I'm supposed to step there and to step and to defend my dream and to stand behind my dream.
so are you saying you want to stand behind your dream, or you have a
I
shame
want
to
to.
stand? You want to.
Both. And I
Yeah.
think that this is the fight
Yeah.
I'm experiencing right now.
So it's a very big one, and of course I won't go too deep into it. But I hear, if there might be something or someone, let's say, that is connected to that shame. That if I really stand behind my dream and go for what it is I want, yeah. If that shame is there might be someone connected to it. Now I don't know if it's a family member. Only you know. I won't say any names, but you know. And let's just say, for the example, it's your mom, for example, yeah, because you want to make her proud, and I think you went out and got a
Yes.
science degree, master's, and the whole thing.
Yeah,
Yes, I
yeah.
did it, mom. See, but at the end of the day, it might be also the very thing that holds you back, and out of the shame, you're interlocked somehow and have created this unspoken contract for her love, yeah, in a way. And one thing you can do is, I would work a little bit with untangling that, yeah, so that you can recognize that you are still worthy of mother's love without having to, prove to her A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and on it goes. So I know that that is a piece in itself, because even as I watch you right now, that's a big subject.
Yeah.
Because that will help you just to a little bit individuate, so that you can say, okay, mother's love, and I love her, she's here, and here's my dream standing over here. And if I come and stand behind my dream, or stand next to my dream, and I have some sense of like, wow, this is what I want, yeah, pride, however you want to call it, that I will not lose mother's love. And that's the part where you need to somehow update your operating system and your beliefs, yeah, so that you two can exist at the same time. Both can coexist. Mother's love and my love for what I want to do in life. And that is a step, an internal step, that also needs to manifest within you, and not only dependent outwardly on her, yeah. Because if you were going to step into, let's say, braving your dreams framework, yeah, then you would imagine mom loving you, and almost like, we take it extreme, yeah, clapping and going, yes, Irina, you're going for what you want. I'm so happy. Bogodaria, yeah, the whole thing, really happy for you, yeah. Even though you're like, oh my God, my mom would never do that. You just imagine it elevating, because what you'll then do is, in a way, your heart is singing to the universe, or whatever you want to call it, yeah. It's opening up to that possibility. We don't know how necessarily, but we know something is happening. And then this might start to kind of relax a little bit, especially your relationship towards your beliefs with your mom's and you dynamic, yeah? That relationship. And then maybe slowly you dare to be able to go and brave your dreams, because, you're still young. And unless you're 76 years old right now, or even, forget it, 96, because my mom is in her 70s going for what she wants today, yeah? And then you have every right to go for it and say, okay, I'm ready to stand in this. And it's not at the cost of losing love. And that's important to update, that they both can exist together. So I would be imagining those things together in a really yummy way, when I visualize and have my morning tea, that mom is just like, wow, and she's reading your next book, and she's like, oh, Irina, this is you. Wow, this is amazing. You just take it out of the box that we get in our construct with. Yes, we have all the old stories that have created the construct, but it doesn't necessarily mean we're fixed to that construct for the rest of our lives. Yeah.
Thank you.
I hope I see you, Irina, again. Yeah, Bogodaria, thank you, darling. I don't know
Thank
where.
you.
Maybe you come to the Braving Your Dreams course, or we see you somewhere. But it would be
lovely.
Yes,
it would be lovely. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Beauty. Thank you, Beauty.
Thanks.
That was so nice. It was such a blessing to be with these people. And in short, I know, I'm sorry that I have to go, and kept you all long enough. It went a little bit further than I thought it would go, but obviously, you know, it needed, because here we are enjoying the Braving Our Dreams. Yeah, really, guys, I hope if some of you are watching and this speaks to you, resonates with you, you know, calls something inside of you to want to explore it further, then come join us in the next Braving Your Dreams. Actually, I think it's next weekend. I can't remember, or maybe the weekend after. I've lost track of that. Oh yes, not this very weekend. Today's Friday, but it's the week. So it starts in a week from today. Got it. I finally got it. So maybe I see some of you in a week from today. Would love to. And if you even if you just take some of the things that we've shared here today and run with them, you can already start to see things manifest. Yeah, it's a powerful tool when we start to really brave our dreams, what we start to manifest and shift in our lives. Yeah? Okay, beauties. Thank you all for tuning in, sending much, much love. Sorry I didn't catch the text messages in time, but until we see each other again, enjoy braving your dreams.